Supernatural Fitness, and if you introduce yourself to the people, tell them who you are and what you do.
Yeah, my name is Semi Tadulala. Play for the Bradford Bulls, and yeah, that's me. I've been playing for Bradford for 2 years. Been at Wakefield Wildcats before that. Played in the current Rugby League World Cup. Made the semi-finals for the first time. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so the first question I want to ask you, or what most people want to know, is when did you realise that you had a gift to be a rugby player? And was there anything that sparked that off? Was there anything that told you as a young kid, any signs that gave you a clue that you were going to be the awesome rugby player that you are now?
Well, growing up, I just loved rugby. I just loved playing and never really interested in my schoolwork. I'm always out, pretty much not listening to my parents, to be honest. Running away after school, going to a park, playing rugby, come back, get a hiding. When I was supposed to be doing my homework and that. Yeah, so I think really, I really believe it was, it's been in me since I was a kid that I was going to be a rugby player, and that's all I wanted to be. So I kind of really didn't bother about school because I just thought that I wasn't smart enough to be at school.
Nice one. So everybody looking at what you do, everybody aspires to be the best. Everybody would like to be in Semi's shoes and be a top level athlete. Is it easy to achieve what you've achieved, or does it take a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work? What's some of the hardest things you've had to do to get to the top and to remain in the position that you are as a top level champion?
Well, to be honest, growing up in Fiji, I never thought that even though I dreamt to be a professional rugby player, but I wasn't even at the top pecking orders, as you say. When I was in Fiji, I couldn't make a school first team, and never really played rugby for school when I was in Fiji and all that. I just wanted to be a rugby player, and some reason I just knew that that I was going to be that, not knowing where God was going to take me.
Yeah.
To become who I am today. So it wasn't until I went over to Australia that I was given the opportunity to really living up my dream and starting up my dream pretty much. I had no idea as well why I was going to Australia, why my parents were going over there. Didn't want to go at first, and I think it kind of started really from there.
Okay, so what age would you say you knew you wanted to be a rugby player, that you knew you wanted to be a star? What age would you pinpoint that at?
I'd say when I was about 16, 15, 16, I really thought, that I'm good at this and I could really, just go for it and do anything I can to get there, to be a rugby player. And knowing as well, in Australia it's very hard to get into the top teams and that. So you have to be really, really good to get in the side and to even be considered to be picked for like a NRL team over there, or any of the top professional rugby clubs, whether it's rugby league or rugby union. So yeah.
Okay.
15, 16.
So to make the transition to being a top player, you've definitely made some sacrifices. What are some of the things you've had to give up? So you were 14, 15, 16, your friends were starting to go out and party and do the things that young people start to do. Were you wanting to be a champion? So what sort of things did you have to give up to get there?
I think it was the group of friends that I hang around with at school. At the start, I used to hang around like all the bad kids, and they'll be doing all the bad things, but I'm the only one that'll be good, and I won't drink and won't smoke, I won't take drugs and stuff like that. I'll be there with them, but I wouldn't be doing everything that they did. I remember we ran through a school once and vandalized our own school, and I didn't do anything, but I was there with them, which I thought I didn't do anything, but because I was there with them, I got in trouble as well. that's when I really started realizing, you know, that I started thinking, well, maybe I'm around the wrong people here. And unfortunately for me, that was the only year that I spent in high school and public school. So my parents thought that, you know, it would be good for me to go to a boarding school and get away from the city life and all that.
Okay, so let's stop you there. So you went to high school like most normal kids.
Yeah.
You had 1 year there,
Yeah.
and then you were drafted away to boarding school.